Association of Independent Festivals has really added value to us in the sense that there's a safety net there for us. There's always people that you can talk to if there's something that you actually don't really know what to do with. And obviously we're 8 years into being a festival, so we're still fairly young, but at least we have picked up on, you know, how to run a festival. But in the early days, that's the kind of thing that's really important. So at End of the Road, obviously the music is a very big part of what we do, but really important to us as well are the elements outside of the music. So we have comedy, we have art installations, the decorations count into that as well, lots of different workshops. All of that is very important to us. End of the Road has a good local appeal. The nearest area of sort of Salisbury, you know, Dorset, Blandford, the whole Dorset and Wiltshire area are very supportive of the festival, and that feels really good. It's not like we're imposing ourselves on the area.
It's definitely a national festival. You know, we have a couple of coaches coming down from Glasgow this year, but we have booked quite a few Glaswegian acts, so that makes sense. And you know, but we have them coming from all over Europe. We have quite a few from sort of Sweden, Denmark, France, Spain, yeah, and then randomly some people come from America and stuff like that. But I'd say, you know, 10% of the audience are coming from abroad, so it's definitely, you know, in people's minds as I think as an event to go to. There is a bit of a saturation, definitely in festivals, and there was only like 10 years ago, maybe going back 10 or 15 years ago, the only festivals that were in people's minds were sort of Reading, Glastonbury, you know, to the general public. And now there's so many sort of boutique festivals, and it's definitely saturated to a degree, but at the same time, I think the ones that are surviving, the people offering something, you know, different, and the ones that have their own identity and cater to that identity. If you like, look at Secret Garden Party, that's got its sort of own audience, and it's a definite thing, and you know what it's about.
A lot of festivals have cancelled this summer and previous summers as well, and I think that's always the case, but for a lot of different reasons, and I think all the reasons contribute together. So the economy is one. We have had some really bad summers, luckily not this year, but I think people are getting wary of, is it going to rain, is it going to be a mud bath, and they might wait to buy their tickets until last minute, which means that as an organiser you don't know whether it's going to work or not. So maybe some festivals have been forced to pull the plug, even though there might have been an audience ready to go, say the week before they might have committed to buy their tickets. So it's important for us as a festival to try and encourage our audience to buy their tickets early. When we started End of the Road, we had been to lots and lots of different festivals, and we felt that a lot of them are great, they're fantastic even, but there's always the odd element that, you know, we weren't maybe too happy with the toilets, or you couldn't find much vegetarian food, or lots of different things. So we really wanted to put all those elements, all the best of every aspect of the festival into one.
I mean, the main thing that's unique about the festival is, you know, I've heard a lot of people say when they come to the festival, they feel like, you know, these music fans, they feel like they're in their own living room listening to their sort of record collection, because like everything is thought through from, you know, we pick every single song in between each band. I look at each band, I research which, you know, if the band's headlining, I'll research into what their favourite records are and work out a playlist to go in between each band. And people notice all this sort of attention to detail, that's what makes End of the Road unique. And it's everything from the fencing looking good, and, you know, the food and the ales, everything's very hand-picked, and people sort of see that.
So ticket prices for festivals have obviously been rising year after year, and some of it could be put down to the fact that band fees are going up year after year, so it's more and more expensive to put on the festival. I feel that we've been able to keep our tickets affordable in comparison to some other festivals. Like, we're obviously not the most expensive, but maybe we're not the least expensive either. I think for us it's making a balance between making sure that we can provide quality across the board, and therefore you have to get a certain amount of income.
With Sigur Rós, Bella Sebastian, we're offering sort of bands that would headline Latitude or headline a big festival. We're offering them in a very intimate atmosphere where you're going to watch them with 7,000 or 8,000 people on a very intimate stage. So I don't think you can really get the profile bands that we managed to draw in, with David Byrne and stuff. You wouldn't get those at such a small festival usually. So it's kind of the ticket. All the money that we've charged extra on the tickets is going back into the band budget and back into the festival.
So when AIF was founded 5 years ago, I do think that a lot of festival organisers were struggling, feeling fairly isolated in their own sort of bubble, and thanks to AIF, the industry has changed quite a bit in the sense that there's a lot more sharing of knowledge, sharing of expertise, and we're working together to make the whole festival industry better across the board, rather than someone just being able to make their little festival 10 times better but everybody else haven't really cottoned on yet. So by sharing we all get better.